Hey YouTube, got another great question from our friend Toby. They are in the process of looking for a new dog, and the question was, what are some things to consider that no one talks about when having a dog? Thought this was an interesting question. I have a few ideas myself. I actually recorded this one yesterday, but I didn't like it. I actually changed my third opinion because I'm actually going to give you 3 opinions about this question. Number 1, I'll go ahead and say the genetics matter. So go ahead and find yourself a valid breeder, either locally or within your state, to find the dog that you want. Okay, because I'm going to put the breeder and the kind of dog you want all under one roof. Okay, I'm going to, rather than saying, the type of lifestyle you lead versus, where you're living and yada, yada, yada. Rather than doing all that etc. stuff, I'm just going to tell you to go ahead and put it all under the same one, because I'm assuming you've done and thought of this all through. So find yourself a good breeder, because I've told you on countless occasions, even though we found Ace and Ava, I believe Ace was Facebook Marketplace, Ava was whatever that other website is that's like Craigslist for dogs. We got Ava out of the ghetto. I never even actually saw her parents. I'm not going to get into things you look for with the dog that you're getting. That could be a separate video. If you want me to do a follow-up, I can. But the actual breeding counts, because I just don't want you to get junk genetics with your dog, okay? Because of the things like you're looking for the dog that you want because you have certain traits, certain character traits that you want, breed, drive, temperament, things like that. But you never actually look for the things that the dog doesn't have. For instance, when we got Ava, she had everything we want. She had the look, style, breed, the sex. However, we never actually thought or took into account her nerves, her skittishness, her insecurities, things like that. That stuff matters, so how she actually is reacting to us. So again, one quick pro tip on how to actually, when you go to a breeder where you get your dog, actually take them outside of where they are at. Meet the breeder or whoever has the dog at a neutral spot, like a park or a parking lot, something like that. Just get them outside of the house of where they normally are. So this way, the dog is out of their drive area, because they're going to have their brothers and sisters, they're going to have their parents, going to have familiarity. See the dog in a neutral setting, and that'll give you a more idea of what the dog is like. So there's a little pro tip for you. Okay, but again, I'm not going to get too more in depth on that one, just because it'll take a whole nother video in order for me to cover it. Number 2, it is a investment in time and money. Time, for instance, you got to think about how much time it's going to take in order you to develop this dog. So in terms of training, in terms of, there are certain sacrifices you're going to have to make for your dog. So those times when you guys want to go out, for a couple of beers with your boys after your shift of work, instead, if no one was able to take your dog out, you're going to have to scrap that and go home and let your dog out. And this was actually in the blog that I wrote today. So for instance, the analogy that I put on it was, imagine as if you took your 8-hour shift and you didn't take a piss one time. And if you can, fine, great for you. Now add 3 more beers on top of that, and I guarantee you're going to want to break the seal as bad as you want. This is your dog at home who's either in a crate or at home who just can't be let out, because again, they are potty trained, they know what right and wrong is, but they still have to hold, and that is unfair to the dog. So you're going to have to make those kinds of sacrifices. For instance, if you want to go on vacation, you're going to have to find someone to watch the dog. Or goes into my second point of the financial part of it, of the investment, is you're going to have to board someone, or you're going to have to pay a dog walker because you can't let the dog out during the middle of the day, or because it's Wednesday and there's a loud car going, that's what you're hearing right now. Or if there's any behavior issues, you're going to have to find a good trainer. So the investment in training, and I guarantee you Ava's going to take a dump right behind me, because for past 2 days she hasn't gone. So yes, she is. Give her some privacy. I'll tuck her right here. Or you could just watch my YouTube channel for free, or once my website is up and going, then you can actually get affordable training with really in-depth knowledge. But for right now, you can always just watch my YouTube for free. Small little selfish plug for me. But yeah, the medical bills, because just like kids, dogs, accidents happen. Something with their skin, something physical, something with their stomach. And because you're a good, respectable parent, you start looking up all these issues, and next thing you know, their world is ending, and you go to the emergency room, and then there's the vet bills, and then there's the medication. So the bills just start adding up. And then there are the toys, If you're smart, if you're, again, another pro tip, for birthdays and Christmases, just get stuff for your dog, so this way it covers all of their toys and things like that. Some small bag of extra food goes a long way, so helps with the cost of food and things like that. What else? There's just countless more bills, but again, I just gotta be honest and transparent with you, so this way there's no one told me how much responsibility or how much money was going to be devoted for my dog. It comes with the territory, but people are just surprised of how much it actually cost. Okay, so you may have an idea in your head, just go ahead and just start getting comfortable with it's going to be more. Number 3 would be they are going to test your patience at the worst time, at your worst moment. Meaning, when you're tired, when you are frustrated, when you've had a long day from work, that is when your patients are going to be tested, because usually that is when they want to test you. I get it all the time. I just had, did something stupid with my dog, and of course it's because I was tired or argument or just wasn't in a great headspace, and et cetera, et cetera. You're gonna have to get over it, and you're gonna have to be very self-aware, so when those moments do happen, you just know, hey, let me just not take it out on my dog, let them just do whatever, let me just patiently tell them to calm down, or we might not even train. Instead, you just have to understand your own temperament at that time, because if you are training, just make sure that if you have to do corrections, don't do corrections that are exorbitant or beyond what is needed, because you just want to get some frustration out and just don't take it out on the dog. But usually they are going to test you at your weakest moment, and that's kind of one of those hidden truths that no one really wants to talk about, because everyone loves their dog, they bring so much joy. And before I held up 4 fingers rather than 3 fingers, because I said, I'm gonna give you 3 things to talk about, but I held up 4, you're probably like, hey, dumb fuck, you had 4 fingers. And that leads into the 4th tip, which is a bonus, and that is they absolutely 100% live up to the hype of everything and all the joy and all the happiness that you can enjoy with a dog. So with that, enjoy your dog. Be aware of those moments. If you have a moment with your dog that wasn't your finest hour, get over it. Just get comfortable investing more time and money into them than yourself, maybe just a little bit, until you get a handle on things, until they're older. And number 1, make sure you just get a good dog that's with good genetics and not just from anywhere, especially one of those white picket signs that you see held up on a telephone pole, because those not being presumptuous, are just going to say they're as worthy as the cardboard that they're written on. So be smart, but enjoy your dog. Good luck, select wisely, have fun. Done.